Alright, so James Comey, the former FBI director, the guy who got fired by Trump live on TV, the man who accidentally changed the 2016 election, is finally being arraigned. Yeah, he's going to federal court in Virginia, and guess who's been cheering from the sidelines? Trump, posting in all caps like it's his workout log. Charge Comey now. This is the same guy who fired Comey in 2017 and has never stopped talking about it. 7 years later, it's like the one breakup he just can't let go. So the headline reads, ex-FBI Director James Comey to be arraigned after Trump called for his prosecution. But behind that headline is a much bigger question. Is this justice or just revenge? Because look, Comey is charged with 2 felonies. 1. Making a false statement to Congress. 2. Obstruction of a congressional proceeding. Those are real charges, but the way they came about, that's where it gets weird. Like your substitute teacher suddenly becoming the principal. Weird. Back in 2017, Trump fires Comey. Comey says it's because of Russia. Trump says it's because Comey was showboating. Either way, it was the beginning of the Mueller investigation, which haunted Trump for years. Ever since, Trump has blamed Comey for starting the witch hunt. And now, in 2025, he finally gets his revenge fantasy turned into an actual court case. So here's what's happening. A grand jury in Virginia indicted Comey in 2 counts, but not before some serious political reshuffling. Trump's new Attorney General, Pam Bondi, has been under pressure from Trump himself. And when the acting U.S. attorney for that district refused to move forward, Trump told her, get someone new. So he replaced him with Lindsey Hannigan, one of Trump's former personal lawyers. Yeah, a defense lawyer with zero prosecutorial experience is now leading one of the most politically explosive cases in America. That's like hiring a divorce lawyer to run the Supreme Court. So Hannigan personally presented Comey's case to a grand jury. Usually prosecutors send a team, but she went in alone. That's not normal. And according to reports, she actually asked for 3 charges. But the grand jury, regular citizens, only agreed on 2. That means some of them weren't fully buying it. Now, here's the cosmic twist. James Comey was once one of Trump's biggest problems. And now Trump is personally responsible for his indictment. That's like if Batman got indicted because the Joker started running the court system. But the real story here isn't about Trump versus Comey. It's about power and how every president eventually wants to use it to go after their enemies. Trump has been very public about this. He's posted, he's spoken, he's told rallies. Comey lied to Congress. He leaked to the media. Lock him up. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's the same chant that got used against Hillary Clinton. And that's what makes this case dangerous. Because whether you love or hate Trump, the idea of a president directly telling the Justice Department who to prosecute, that's the part that makes everyone nervous. Last week, a group of former federal judges released a statement. They say this case shows a grave danger to American democracy, that Trump is abusing his office to target political enemies. These are not left-wing activists. These are judges appointed by both Republican and Democratic presidents. And they basically said, if this is allowed to stand, any president could use the DOJ like a personal hate squad. Oh, you disagree with my policy? Interesting. Let's see how you like a subpoena. Now, what did Comey actually do to deserve these charges? According to the indictment, he lied to Congress in 2017 and 2020, saying he never authorized anyone to leak FBI information to the media. But prosecutors say, yes, he did. He told a friend to share information with reporters to trigger the appointment of a special counsel. That's what led to the Mueller investigation. So, in a sense, Comey helped create the very investigation that made Trump furious. If that's true, yeah, he might have bent the rules. But the question is, are we holding him accountable for that or for embarrassing Trump? Comey says he's innocent. He's expected to plead not guilty. He's also keeping his tone calm, almost professor-like. Because let's be real, the guy is 6'8" and looks like the FBI made him in a lab. He's not going to yell. He's just going to quietly ruin your life with an email that starts with "per my last note." This is about precedent. If presidents can demand prosecution for their rivals, the next time, whether it's a Democrat or Republican, that power will still exist. And that's how democracies slide into authoritarian habits. You don't need tanks in the streets. You just need one president who decides, the law is whatever helps me. Now let's be honest, Comey isn't some hero either. He's the guy who days before the 2016 election reopened the Hillary Clinton email case, which may have changed the entire outcome of that election. Then after Trump fired him, he became this weird resident celebrity, tweeting sunrise photos with captions like, "Truth matters. Bro, we're not on Pinterest. You ran the FBI." So yeah, he's not blameless. But what's happening now isn't really about him. It's about what happens when the justice system becomes a political weapon. Since taking office again, Trump's administration has also gone after New York Attorney General Letitia James, who sued Trump, Congressman Adam Schiff, who investigated him, So you see the pattern. If you've ever been on Trump's bad list, you might want to lawyer up. This is what critics mean when they say Trump is using the DOJ as a sword, not a shield. And if you're a Trump supporter, you might see differently, as finally holding people accountable who got away with it before. That's why this case is so polarizing. Both sides think they are defending justice. Comey's arraignment is happening in Alexandria, Virginia, before Judge Michael Nachmanoff. No cameras, no phones, no live coverage. So we'll only get updates after the hearing ends. Comey will probably plead not guilty. The case will go to discovery, and the first hearings could take months. But regardless of what happens in court, the political fallout has already begun. Because now Trump can say, "See, I was right all along. Comey broke the law." And Comey supporters can say, "This is a witch hunt, pure revenge." Both narratives will exist, and the truth, as always, will be somewhere in the messy middle. Now here's the thing. America's justice system depends on one simple idea, that no one is above the law. But it also depends on something even more fragile, that we trust the people enforcing that law. If the president can fire a prosecutor one week and indict his enemies the next, that trust disappears. And once that's gone, it doesn't matter who wins the next election, because every leader will just use the system to protect themselves and punish their opponents. So yeah, James Comey is going to court. But the bigger question is whether justice itself can survive being this political. Because if the Department of Justice turns into just the Department of Trump, then we have all already lost.